Yo, how's it going, everybody? Today we got a story time about there was this like dance thing at my old school Marshall, and it was called the Spring Fling. So I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna get some background gameplay. Hopefully we get something good for you, and yeah, please enjoy. So it starts off. The Spring Fling is like sort of a dance thing for younger kids. I guess it's like a middle school dance basically. And so at this, it was so lit. Like, they had a bouncy house, they had pizza, and everybody was like required, sort of forced to bring food and like chips and stuff. So we had so much food, and food, in my opinion, always makes like the best parties or whatever. So they had tons of food. Now, with that being in mind, I had this girl I liked, right? And me and my best friend Adrian, I think you know him, he's Ook Lord. We just started a channel together called T0xic Mob. You should go check it out. It's for gaming stuff. But basically, me and him had a crush on this girl. Now, it was the same girl, and so, we were trying to see who could pull her first, I guess you would say. But now that I look back on it, like, I'm pretty sure she didn't like any of us and she thought we were annoying. But being the middle school boy that I was, I did not take sides. So, that being said, I asked her to go on the bouncy house with me. And she said yeah, that we could hang out on Snapchat, okay? Because I wasn't that confident in real life. So this was like a few hours before it happened, and me and Adrian were like celebrating. We're like, yes, hell yes, bro, hell yes. And so when it started, we met up with my other friend Ari and Abram. I think Abram was maybe there, but I think he was playing freaking Rise of Nations or whatever that game is. It's like, he was a nerd. So anyway, we went there, we met up, and me, Adrian, and Ari were playing Gaga. So if you don't know what Gaga is, it's like a pit, and you have a volleyball in the pit, and then you like hit it, and if it touches your feet, you're out. So it was really fun at the time. So that's what we were playing, and then we seen the girl with all of her friends like show up, and we got super nervous. So we were kind of like hiding, I guess you would say, like trying not to be noticed. But that was like a huge backfire because everything became even more awkward, and we were just sort of like ignoring people for the first half. And then we like sort of tried but didn't try at the same time because it was so awkward to get together. And so finally we're at the bouncy house, right? Funny side story, I did not have any socks at that time. I don't know what like was going on, but everybody else had socks, right? And my feet stink. Like, they stink so bad, and I didn't have any socks on. So everybody's waiting in line to go on the bouncy house because you have to take your shoes off, right? And so my friend Adrian was like, "Oh my god, bro, whose feet stink?" And I looked down and I'm like, oh fuck, what did I get myself into? Because he shouted it, everybody in line heard. And so everybody was looking back at us three, and it was just me, Adrian, and Ari. And Adrian comes up with the idea, and he's like, it's not me, I wear anti-smelling socks. I don't know why the fuck he said that, but he did. And then what do? The only rational thing I could think of to save myself from absolute social humiliation, I blame it on my friend Ari. Now, this wasn't the kind thing to do, but I had no choice, you see. And this kid was like pretty shy, I guess, but he is strong. Like, he is built like a tank. Another side story, like one time he threw me across like the room by my shirt. It was scary. Like, he is so strong. He's like that muscular type. But you see, he's not like social, so he was trying to like speak up for himself, but it was just like backfiring sort of, and nobody could hear him. And so he knew it was me too. He knew it was me, and I already blamed it on him, and everybody believed me. And so he, like, it was a full-on chase. Like, he was like out to kill me sort of chase. That's what it was. So I'm running away from him, afraid for my life. And I run to the cafeteria sort of thing where they had all the pizza and food. And the dean of students just announced, oh, the pizza's here. So I stopped dead in my tracks. I turn around, I face him, and I'm like, yo, Ari, the pizza's here. He's like, really? Bet. And so we go sit down, right, at the table, and we eat pizza and snacks, and it was lit. Now here's where it gets interesting. You know those girls that I mentioned earlier? Yeah, they were sitting like generally close to us, but not really close. But they were like, we could like talk to them if we needed to. And so what does Adrian do? He comes up with the bright idea to start moaning. Yes, you heard me right. Moaning. And so he does it, and then Ari does it, and then I join in too. Like, why the hell not? Because it was like, the joke was like, after you ate a bite of pizza or something, you would do it. And I was like, okay, why not? Or at least that was my thinking at the time. And the funniest part, it was so fun. Like, they started doing it back in sync. Like, after we did it, sorry. And it was like, nobody spoke a word to each other. It was like an unspoken bond sort of thing. And like, everybody, like, did it. Everybody was in on it. It was such a great time. It was so fun. So, next thing you know, we finish up our pizza. And we go back into the gym where the inflatable thing is. My 5th grade French teacher, Mr. Ibarra, is there. And he was like, yo, I will race you. If I win, you have to take French next year. And I was like, okay. Because it was my grade level to choose the language I was going into next. And I wanted to take Spanish. And he knew that. But he wanted me in French for some reason. And so I went in, I raced him. It was really fun. I won. So I took Spanish. I don't know any Spanish today, though. So I don't know why I did that. But yeah, I really liked that guy. He was really cool. And then, the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the ground of the gym, like laying down with my friend Adrian. And all of a sudden, the girl comes up, right? She stomps on my chest, which is a pretty anime thing to do, don't you think? And then, she's like, come on, get up, I'll race you. And I was like, yo, bet me and Adrian are freaking out. Adrian was like, oh my god, when am I gonna go? And she was like, oh, I'll race you after him and we can take turns. Although I'm gonna get pretty tired. Hee hee. That's what she said. And I was like, oh my god. Shit's about to go down, you know? Shit's about to go down. And so we raced, whatever. She ended up leaving early, which kind of sucks. But here's the funny thing. I was in 6th grade. And the 7th and 8th graders were having a dance in like the gym. Not the gym, the chapel sort of thing. It was a private school, so we had like a chapel. Anyway, they were having a dance, a whole ass dance in there, and we snuck in. Me, Adrian, and Gabe, I think it was, snuck in there, and we were pimping with like the 2 grades above us, and it was a good time. And so the slow song came on, you know, where you're supposed to grab a partner and dance, and the DJ was like, all right, everybody, it's that time of night. I know you guys dread it, but here we go. And so I was looking around, and all I see is Gabe and Adrian doing like some gay ass dance or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I'm like, look away in disgust, and I see this girl all by herself. I think she's in 7th grade at the time. I was in 6th grade. And so I walk over to her, you know, being the confident little shit I was, and I ask her to dance, and she was like, okay. And so it was like that Stranger Things scene when the snowball was in effect or whatever, and it was like the shit. I felt so pimpin' that day, and I left, right? I got her snap, I got everything. I left, I went over to Adrian's house after. Gabe came with too, and it was like the best. I fell asleep on the floor watching Guardians of the Galaxy. It was such a good night, bro. One of my favorite of all time, and I'm sure Adrian will agree. So yeah, this story time went a little longer than I thought. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back probably, but seriously, go check out the other channel me and Adrian just made. It's called T0xic Mob, and yeah, gaming stuff on there. We're pimping. Alright, see you, bye.